time for another week of a young unbeaten being taken down on Wednesday Night Fight. He faces Daryl Salmon. Salmon is 28 years old. He's from Troy, Alabama. He's 5'11", 160 pounds, has a record of 15-1. It's compiled mostly against limited competition. In fact, the winning percentage of his last 5 opponents is not impressive at all, just 33%. Fought the same guy, Ron Kroll, twice in that span. Kroll was 6-24. Salmon knows this is his toughest fight to date, but he's confident as to what will happen.
I want to win this fight because I've, for a long time now, I've, worked my way up. Whatever was put in front of me, I did what I had to do to it, and now I feel that it's perfectly good time for it now.
There's Mean Joe Greene, but this one was born 7 years after the Steelers' Mean Joe Greene put forth his famous Coke commercial. 21-year-old Greene, an aggressive New York southpaw, 15-0, 11 knockouts. Piled on plenty of amateur highlights through his teenage years, including National Golden Gloves titles, World Under-19 championships, and he just missed out on the Olympic team to Andre Darrell. And the last time we were here at the Hard Rock, Greene was on our broadcast. He was taking on Jose Spearman, and Joe scored 2 knockdowns in the fight on the way to unanimous decision win, a win that he still thinks there was plenty to improve on, and that's what he told us he's been doing in the gym.
Everybody has a night where, they show flaws, but I improved on the flaws that I made in the last fight, and I'm going to display that tonight. I'm still young and up and coming, so, it gives me a chance to show the people I am where I belong.
So Joe Greene, the southpaw, against Daryl Salmon, the southpaw, and that sets up Teddy Atlas for the fight plan.
When you're at the beach, you just never know when a giant wave might come along and wipe everything out. And that's exactly what I'm looking for tonight in a fight with Greene and Salmon. I think that Greene might just wipe out, wash over Salmon. I know Salmon is going to be boxing, but I know Greene is too physical for him. He's going to walk him down. He's going to track him down. And I think he's going to force Salmon to throw that jab, slip it, bang, that big left hand, the power hand for a southpaw, the power hand for Greene, and get a wipeout. Well, if a giant wave is coming, you have 2 choices. You can stand there and get crushed, or you can ride it out. If you're Salmon tonight, I think you would prefer to ride it out. Both men are southpaws. I'm going to play Salmon. I notice when Greene comes forward, and he's going to be coming forward, sometimes he forgets his jab, and sometimes when you're throwing at him, or if he thinks you're throwing at him, he goes defensive. So if you're Salmon, feint him a little bit. Get him to go defensive, chuck at him, and move to the side, away from that power hand, and to the side where he can't punch. Keep him off balance and ride the surf to victory.
Daryl Salmon taking a big step up after fattening his record. Mean Joe Greene. Good reception for him here in South Florida, where he is now promotionally based and is coming off a win in May in this very same ring. Neither fighter has ever been past 8 rounds, but this is a 12-rounder, and Frank Santori is the referee.
We're supposed to be keep your blows here above, right? Obey my commands. Questions? Questions? Good luck, guys.
The ring experience brought to you by Just for Men. And Salmon has fought a little more, but against limited competition. Not that Greene has faced the best competition out there, but superior to what Salmon has had. But Joe Greene, all that amateur experience, Teddy. In fact, he was the most outstanding boxer at the 2004 National Golden Gloves Championships. First New Yorker since Mike Tyson to win that honor at the KC base tournament.
Well, you don't see this too often. 2 southpaws in the ring together at this point in their career with good records. One of them's going to be moving, the one in the black will be moving. The one in the green will be moving too. only different direction, forward, not side to side.
Stylistically pleasing, entertaining fighter is Joe Greene. Warning here from Frank Santori.
You know, Joe, there's a physical part to taking a punch, and I think that's the neck. And when I see guys with thin necks...
Is that a knockdown?
Yeah,
that is absolutely a knockdown. Greene touched the canvas.
Greene got caught with the southpaw power punch that we expected Greene to land. The left hand from Salmon.
Been a strange night here, hasn't it?
You know, you look at the neck of Salmon, his chin hasn't been tested, but he's got that lean, thin neck. Usually that is not a good shock absorber for a punch. The guy with the more stout neck, and even though that man's been on the ground already, Greene usually handles a punch better. I'm wondering, with that thin neck of Salmon, what happens when he does finally get touched upstairs? The good news, we're going to probably get a chance to find out.
There's a good straight left hand that hurts Salmon.
We just found out, and the legs went out from underneath Salmon. I don't like that thin neck of Salmon.
Stop.
And Greene now roughhousing and just pushing Salmon back in the face. It's been an interesting first round. Salmon caught Greene, scored a knockdown. Greene was not hurt at all, and then Greene comes back with the power punching, the big left hand that buzzes Salmon.
I think the greatest enemy so far to Greene here early was him overlooking Salmon. And you could understand that. I mean, we're talking about the fight. We're setting it up. We're talking about how Greene's record is more legitimate, how he's the threat in this fight. Don't think that Greene does not hear those same things. The good news for Greene is he got taught a lesson early in the fight. He survived it. And that will serve him probably, you would think, the rest of the night. Not taking anything for granted from Salmon.
Pushed him down behind there. There's another left hand from Greene. Oh, and a big left hand, and Salmon can't stand after that.
And that's where the power comes from Greene, as we talked about in the fight plan. And that's what ends the night for Salmon. That thin neck of Salmon, even though he stunned Greene early, I was concerned how he would react when it was his turn to take. And he did not react well.
Daryl Salmon is still down after that big shot from Mean Joe Greene. Now they have turned over Salmon onto his back. The doctors are going to observe him there. You see, he just did a big body shake right there. That was a big shot by Mean Joe Greene. Trying to lift himself up, Teddy. That's a real good sign.
Yeah, I think that's why you saw that shake when he shook his legs. He just, you know, he's a competitive kid. He's a kid with a lot of heart, and he wants to get up. And that's what he's telling the doctors right now, and they're going to allow him to get up and sit down. As you see the disappointment in the face of Salmon. The power punch coming from the punch that equated from the backhand, the left hand, the hand that you can turn that foot, turn that body into, and deliver that power. And Greene loves that punch. He keeps most of his weight on that left foot, looking to deliver that blow.
Let's go back and recap this entertaining first round. Remember, Salmon scored a knockdown early in the first round.
And it comes from that left hand, the backhand of the southpaw again that he could pivot into.
Greene came right back. Left hand. First one hit, last one finished it.
Well, I like the way Greene places punches if you watch in between that sequence. The left hand hurts him, a second one, then he goes downstairs, and then he comes back upstairs with the left hand that he already knew could find a home. He comes back to it. I like the way that Greene put those punches together, stayed calm, stayed in that punching pocket and continued delivering till he got the result that he wanted.
A result that many critics and observers wanted to see, because even though he dominated against Jose Spearman last time he was on Wednesday Night Fights, there were those who said he should have got rid of his opponent. He does so tonight at the end of the first round in impressive fashion. Let's show you the knockdown in real time now. Watch this. Big shot. And then the right hand for good measure. And Salmon was down on the canvas for a good minute. Let's get the official particulars with Bob Alexander.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Hollywood, referee Frank Santori Jr. stops this bout at 2 minutes 59 seconds of the first round. Your winner by knockout, and now the NABA middleweight champion, still undefeated, Mean Joe Greene.
16 knockdowns in his last 7 fights for now 16-0, Mean Joe Greene. A prospect that should entertain in the coming years. The big left hand, the first round KO.